Mr. Chris has said a lot of things on the podcast, but he really meant this.
So we're definitely going to hit 150,000 for tier 3. So that's good. They also said that they identified a significant amount of edit spamming and abuse. And at this time, we asked those in our community participating in this behavior for the purpose of clearing tiers to stop spamming, submitting abusive edits, and violating our policies. Hello, agents, scouts, trainers, keepers, pilots, hunters, 8th wallers, and our beloved explorers and wayfinders. Welcome to episode 214 of the Wayspotters podcast, a podcast dedicated to learning English and helping you become a better wayfinder. Wayspotters is brought to you by the good people at the Pokémon Professor Network. Today is Thursday, February 19th, and with me, as always, is Jamal. How's it going, man?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. Looking forward to a big weekend of Olympic hockey. Congratulations to the American women's team for their little bit of a comeback and overtime win today over Canada. But
Olympic hockey has been hot.
Yes, the men are going to win gold. Canada.
You're probably right about that. You are probably right about that. I can't argue. It's going to be a good game. Both teams got to get there. We got to go through the semifinals. But let's not bury the lead. Monday, day after this podcast comes out, is your birthday, sir. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It is my birthday. I have taken, we were talking about before the show, I've taken tomorrow and Monday off. I've got myself a 4-day weekend for my birthday. I haven't worked my birthday in 20 years.
Yeah.
And I am definitely not certain this year.
I remember last year we surprised you on your birthday because birthday was drop day, and behind your back I got everybody in the Discord to record a little happy birthday, and then I played it.
I remember
I'm
that.
like, I don't like to keep secrets from Chris, but I had to, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. That was amazing. So. Yeah, should be a good weekend. We're gonna do some stuff with the kids. We're not going anywhere, but we're just gonna kind of hang around and do some stuff with the kids. And
how's the weather? Dad. Snow melted?
The last few days were warm. Today's cold, so I think it's going to be cold this weekend. So it might just be a stick around the house kind of thing. Maybe find something indoors to do. We'll see.
Yeah. It was 67 in Charlotte today. So we're on the...
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. For everybody out there, Fahrenheit, 67 Fahrenheit, not Celsius. That would be... Whoa. That would be a story if it was 67 Celsius. 67. Yeah, but it was... I don't even know what that would be. That would be like in the valley of Dubai or something.
152 Fahrenheit.
I think it's gotten like 140 somewhere in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and the Middle East over there. I remember seeing that, and they cracked an egg in the desert and it fried, and I'm like, wow.
Yep. Wild.
Yeah.
This is why I live with the earth or the air hurts my face. Is because I can't. I would not. We lived in Florida for a bit, and then it started to get summer, and I'm like, I need to leave. This is too hot.
And there was alligators and snakes and spiders.
That didn't bother me so much. It was the heat. It was like I would start the car, and I would go from the air-conditioned apartment to the air-conditioned car to the air-conditioned store, then back to the air-conditioned car, and then back to my air-conditioned house, and that was my life. I didn't go outside.
Yep.
Terrible.
That's how it is summer in the Carolinas as well. It's not quite as muggy here as it is in Florida, but it's definitely warm. And I think we're going to have a hot summer because we had a cold winter. I think we're going to have a hot summer.
Oh, probably, yeah. That's usually the way it works. And we're going to have a hot summer. I say hot, and that's like 90 Fahrenheit tops is like hot here. It's funny. I'm just like, oh man, it's like 32. And my friends are just like, what are you talking about? Well, I mentioned that in the chat with Justin and Adam and you guys. And you're just like, no, shut up.
Yeah, like no.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's jump into the news real quick.
And now, the latest Niantic, Spatial, and Scopely news from the Wayspotters podcast, presented by the Pokemon Professor Network.
All right, Emily's still down. We have no ambassador announcement, although Jamal has written next week's show already, so I anticipate that we will get that Wednesday afternoon. So clip this, and then Wednesday afternoon, next week's show, you'll all see that I'm right. We'll get it Wednesday afternoon. Recon hasn't said anything.
I'll be up at midnight rewriting the show.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or we'll get it. It'll be Wednesday night or Thursday morning. Worst will be Thursday morning. Like, we would much rather have it Wednesday night. Give you at least a couple hours
for sure. Yeah.
Or we can just wing it. They'll just drop it Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. And we'll just wing it. Recon hasn't said anything of substance since they released access to level 17 trainers in Ingress. We were discussing this in our Discord. Just Quit Now made a couple of good points, and I was saying they're gonna lose the we want both, or we're gonna play both crowd like real quick if they don't figure this stuff out. Like, if their plan is to just leave it at level 16, then they need to say that.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this. Like I said in the Discord, we had a great discussion. Just Quit Now. Great discussion. Mm-hmm. They've already lost me. I stopped nominating both. And a big reason why is I have not had a single solitary nomination go through the process in Recon. Not one. And I've nominated like 15. They're all still sitting in queue. There's one in voting, and it's been in voting since December.
Ooh.
And, it's like, I don't like Ingress and Recon well enough to continue to put things in queue without a resolution. I mean, not Chris, when I tell you not one single solitary one. And I had 18 things process in the span of 5 days in Wayfarer. So it's just it comes down to a time management issue. Like, my time is more valuable than playing around with their database when I don't think that they have their fans' best interest at heart anyhow. So I just choose to remove myself from it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I know I have nominated a couple of things in Recon months ago, and I haven't heard hide nor hair of what's happening to those. So they can't have hardly anybody doing reviews if nothing's going through. This is Wayfarer of 2 years ago, when their nominations were having birthdays. And
yep, for sure,
I don't know what they're doing. And
right. And we said at the very beginning we would cover Recon when there was something important. I've just got a philosophical stance right now with Recon because I think what they're doing with their L16 is just ridiculous. I think there's several ambassadors for Wayfarer that aren't level 16 who probably know more about the system than anybody else, and they can't participate. So, we always talk about gatekeeper this, gatekeeper that. What I said in our Discord, and I'll stand by it, that's gatekeeping on an organizational level, and I can't support it. So I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Yeah. I'm just not going to play.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up real quick just because, I know we have people who listen who are Ingress players and who are Recon players or whatever that you want to call it. Ingress agents, Reconers.
Reconers.
I don't know. I hope that at some point they get their stuff together and start to at least lower the level a little bit, because I was, like I said in the Discord, I'm pushing to 12 to try and get level 12, hoping that they're going to drop it down a little bit, and maybe I could push for a couple. But now I'm starting to lose interest. I open Ingress, I hack a portal twice a day to keep my Sojourner streak going, and that's pretty much it. What I do now, it's
Ingress doesn't have enough active players for them to cap it at 16. They just don't. I know of many level 16 and recurse agents in the Charlotte area that don't participate in Recon. They just want to play Ingress. And a lot of those people don't really care if there's new portals, because from my experience, I'll speak for me personally, Ingress agents are agents of habit. They know where the portals are. They know where the anchors are, and they don't like a lot of things getting in the way of their lanes, right? Stop me if I'm wrong. So if there's not a lot of new portals, there's no skin off of their back, because the less portals for them, the easier it is for them to make baths and do all these other things. Where on the flip side with Wayfarer, with Pogo, the more things on the map, the easier it is and the more fun it is to play. So it's good that the two entity split, but the way Recon is treating it, I want to nominate and I want to review because I want more things on the map. That's me. That's always been me. I've never run from that, never hid from that. I'm not no, there's this anchor portal over here and I don't want anything in the way of it. That's not really the way I play. So it's probably good that I'm not super into Ingress anymore because I don't think my philosophy aligns with the way I perceive their philosophy to be aligned.
You can't have new portals on the map if you don't do any reviews. Right? So.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let's jump into
Facts.
topic number 1.
This is Elf from Space, and I spot topic number 1.
All right, this week we're going to talk about trail markers. So there was a thread on the forums that we'll get to in a second that kind of prompt this whole discussion. So I wanted to talk about what makes a good trail marker. And what makes a good trail marker is it's on a trail. That's it. That's the show. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm kidding.
That's the show. Yep. Mic drop. There it is.
So here's,
Excellent.
and who was it? I can't remember. I'm going to look because I want to get this right because it was Ellie. Ellie Just Trying said what I had already typed. And this is the distinction that people need to understand. It's not the trail marker that you're reviewing. It's the trail. The point of interest is not the trail marker. It's the trail. The trail is the good place to explore. The trail is the good place to exercise. The trail is the good place to be social. It's not the trail marker. The trail marker is the anchor. It's the sign. It's the bench at the scenic overlook. It's the physical, tangible object that you attach the wayspot to. And a lot of people get really hung up on, oh, that trail marker needs to look pretty.
Right.
No. Right? So I'm going to pull the thread up because there's some really good comments in here and I wanted to kind of highlight a couple of them. And this was a really interesting discussion because these trail markers, and I'm going to describe them for our audio listeners, for our video listeners, you can see them on the screen there. It's just a little red plastic disc nailed to a tree. It's not interesting. It's not inherently unique.
Not pretty.
It's not pretty, but it's a trail marker. And on its own, I think that this person probably would have had a really, really tough time getting these approved. Because even Niantic has said that your trail markers need to at least be a little bit distinct and not look terribly mass-produced.
Right.
The difference with these is there's a map. There's a website that has a map on it that shows you exactly where all of these are and where these trails go. And that kind of is the unintended here nail in the coffin that got these approved, right? So
it's not going to make people happy who wanted to have a big 5 with an arrow on it. It's not going to make that crowd happy, but it meets the standard of what a trail marker is.
Yep. And so one of the comments was, these look reasonable enough to me. Trail markers don't have to be special. They simply need to be official markers placed by people who will mark and maintain the trail. And that's it. That's the difference, right? These were placed officially by the city or the town or the people who run this forest. They're the ones that put it there.
Right.
One person was like, I would be concerned that it's ridiculously easy for anyone to get a red plastic disc and nail it to a tree. Fair. But again, there's a map. Right? Which Jojen Reed,
there's a whole website. Yep.
Posted, was like, hey guys, FYI, there's a map. We're done. There you go. Done.
Yep.
Cindy, this is around where Cindy lives. Or I have not been to this trail, but have been to similar here in North Carolina. Without these discs, I would have been wandering around lost in the woods, which is exactly what a trail marker is for. Ellie said, where is it? Oh, this one. Where is it? Critical part of the trail is critical part is that it is the trail that is interesting, not the marker along the way. The markers need to be the same so you can easily identify the route you are following. Each acts as an anchor point for the trail. Without them, you wouldn't be able to follow this specific trail, which is nail on the head, right?
Right.
And I don't think, did you comment on this one too?
I did. I commented on that one.
Yeah, being local to North Carolina, some of these state parks have trail markers such as this without a lot of flair or fanfare. We all want the perfect title and description on the nomination, but sometimes you don't have a lot to work with. I'm 100% fine with these nominations and have walked on trails where these are in this. And that's just it. Like, if these are official and they're put up by the county or the town or the city or the forestry department, then they're eligible. And that's the end of it, right? And
we have to get over what we want
yes.
and go with what is there.
Yeah.
If that's a legitimate trail and the trail marker is recognized by the Park Service, the state park, whatever it is, then we have to put our feelings aside and say, that's a trail marker. It goes in the game.
Yep. Now,
end of story.
End of story. Exactly. 100%. End of story. And there's good ways to go about having these kind of get put in the game, and there's a bad way to go around it. So I want to kind of show some examples of some trail markers that I've nominated and some that I found in my reviews today, because I did 125 reviews today, and I think that's more than I've done in a day in like 2 or 3 weeks. I usually, like we talked about before, there. Yeah, like I usually get to 30 or 40, and then it's just like I start to get the congratulations, you've done everything. But I updated at the end of the day today. I updated my WDD stats, and it was like 125, and I'm like, there's no way. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I've been kind of plugging away all day at these. Yeah. In between me actually doing my work and watching hockey. I mean, doing my work.
Right, doing your work.
So this is a trail marker that's in a trail near me. It is a generic wooden 4x4 post in the ground. There's some trees behind it and a bunch of grass. It's not a necessarily exciting trail marker, but it has the parking sign and then an arrow indicating which, because this is at a fork in the path. There's 2 different directions that you could go. On the one corner, so it's the P with the arrow, and then on the other corner, it's just like a little square with a branch in it. And another arrow says that if you want to go back to the parking lot, it's this way. If you want to keep continuing on the trail, it's that way. I nominated this years ago. And then I also nominated this one. So again, it has the P for the parking, the branch with the arrow, and then it also has a little yellow square with a turtle on it, because there's like a turtle sanctuary along this path, like a little river. There's a bunch of turtles there. This got approved. This did not. So the turtle one got approved. The non-turtle one got rejected. I'm like, that's weird. They're literally on the same path. So I appealed this one, and Niantic was like, no, that's far too boring. And I was like, wait, what? This was back when
like.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't understand what boring has to do with it if it serves its purpose. Like, it tells me which way to go to the forest. It tells me which way to go to the parking lot. That's what a trail marker is supposed to do.
That's what I thought, right? This was back when trail markers were really hard to get in if they didn't have like the city name or the trail name on it. I actually have resubmitted this, and it's been approved.
Nice.
So
nice. Cooler head.
Currently,
I made a joke in the Discord. That trail markers are kind of like LeBron James. When you bring up either subject, and it just makes people crazy.
It does. It absolutely
Nobody
does.
is lukewarm about it. They're either one or the other.
Which is wild, right?
Right.
So this is another trail marker that I've had put in the game. It is a much thinner piece of wood, but it is, and you can see from the picture, it is literally beside a paved path. So this is part of the bike path that I want to say spider webs is probably the best term throughout the whole city of Oshawa. It's
gotcha.
two different trails. There's two different bike trails in Oshawa, and one of them covers most of the north end, one of them covers most of the south end. So this literally says Harmony Creek Trail on it. It's in purple. It's got a leaf on it. It has an arrow, and it's got a bunch of things saying you can walk your pet, you can do this, you can't drive your car. But it has the name of the trail right on it, and it's right beside the trail. And these ones are really easy to get in because they have reference for the building that it's near. You can see the path on Google on satellite. These ones are really, really easy. Which we got next? This is
what people want to see.
Yes, this is what people want to see. But like you need to understand that, and we'll get into a couple in a minute that aren't this slam dunky. This is another one from the Joseph Kolodzi Oshawa Creek bike path. So this whole bike path in the south end of Oshawa is named for this gentleman. It's just basically it's two poles with a giant blue hunk of wood, and it says Center Street to the left, Gibbs Street ahead. And this is again a fork in the bike path where you have a decision point, and that's kind of one of the anchors. And this whole bike path is full of these. There's intersections and splits, and it goes in 16 different directions, and it goes all over. And every time you reach one of these points, there's one of these signs. And
you reach a decision point and you get a sign.
Right.
That's what I think a trail marker is supposed to do. Help you at a decision point. Let you know how far you've gone, how far you need to go, or which way you want to go.
Yep. And that's another one of those things. You go back to the red disc, right? Like these are on trees, most likely along the path. So this, if you have them at decision points and you can see, oh, there's a red disc over there and there's a red disc over there. It's in a forest, so this path might have leaves on it and branches on it. You might not be able to distinguish exactly where the path is, but if you see the red disc, oh, I know that's where the path goes.
Just continue to follow.
If I continue on this line, I will reach civilization at some point, right?
If I continue to see red disc, I will get to safety.
It's almost like a safety net, right?
Like breadcrumbs. If I stop seeing red discs, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, exactly right. So this trail marker is a bit of an oblong shape, but it is a stick figure, a white stick figure on a kind of dark beige background. The stick figure has like a walking stick and a backpack, and it indicates to me that this is a trail. There's no words on it. There's no trail name on it. There's no city name on it. This is a trail marker.
This is something that you could show to anybody. You could show it to one of our kids. What do you think goes on here?
Right.
I'm going to guess somebody backpacks or hikes.
Yep.
Just going to go out on a limb.
I will say this about this one. Oh crap, I absolutely closed it. Give me 1 sec. The supporting photo on this one, I think, is actually better than the main photo. Maybe
they need to be flipped.
So
that's not a bad main photo. I mean, if you go off of the WDD with the top and the bottom, oh, that's a good one. I like that. I do like that.
So the supporting photo, and I like the supporting photo for a couple. You know how I love my supporting photos. There is right below that backpacker guy. There's a sign that does have the trail name on it, and it has the city name on it too. It looks like I can't really read it, but it does say Trailhead Park, and then it says something Valley Trails. I would have liked to have seen both of those in the main photo, so that I could reference and say, hey, I know where this is. But I will say that if you look in the back of the supporting photo, so the trail marker is off to the left, and there's a bit of I wouldn't say paved, but rocks, like a rock path. It's like really, really fine rocks. So it's definitely a path. But there's like a fitness station right dead center in the middle of the supporting photo that is in the game already.
That is such a Agent X, Professor Glaw supporting photo. Like, that's like what you guys dream of when you tell people how to take a supporting photo. That's it right there.
And that's one of the keys when you're nominating something where there's no street view is, and especially with trail markers, if you got 2 trail markers that are close enough together, take a picture of the other one with the one that you're nominating in it, so you have reference to the one that's there.
Then you can verify that that's in game.
Yeah,
that's so smart.
Exactly. So, like, I would have liked to have seen, like I said, I would like to have seen both of those signs in the main photo, but just the top one, I'm okay with that. It's a trail marker.
Yeah. We get the point.
Yeah. So, like, not all trail markers are created equal. The more information that's on the trail marker, the easier it's going to be for you to get it in the game. Like, if you've got the name of the trail, the name of the city, town, the region, directions to other points of interest, it will allow people to anchor that nomination. Like the ones with the blue on them, you can easily see if I pin it here, right? And it says, oh, Gibb Street's that way and Harmony Street's that way. And then you look on the map and that's Main Street and Franklin Drive. You know, okay, well, this is clearly not where this person is saying it is. But if those streets are there, then like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest tips that I have for people getting trail markers approved is take a good picture. The better quality your main photo is, and the more of the trail marker you get kind of centered, the better off you are. If you've got all the stuff on it, great. If you don't, oh well, like, it's not a big deal.
Right.
Download a photo app that embeds the GPS coordinates into the picture and use it for your supporting photo.
Let's link that into the show notes.
Yes, there's one
I'm saying this so when I edit, yeah.
There's one that we use. We're not sponsored, but there is one that we use. It's called GPS Map Camera, and I've had nothing but success with it, and it's fantastic. And it's very unobtrusive in the bottom corner of the picture, because going back to the red discs real quick, they put the GPS coordinates in the title. And a lot of people were just like, oh, well, yeah, you can use the GPS coordinates they put in the title to make sure that they put it where they say they put it. And I'm like, let's not do that, because I could type whatever I wanted there. It only proves that they know where they're putting the pin. But if you have a picture that's embedded in it, like, you're gold, right? So
sure,
it can be difficult to get this stuff approved when it's under forest cover.
Right. Now, Chris, for the people who are watching it, we kind of explained what it was, but do you want to pull up that picture of one of Agent X's nominations that I sent you just now? It kind of shows what you were talking about. You can explain it on there. Do you want to pull that up? Because I think this is a good picture to explain to people what we're talking about.
So this is what we're talking about. This is GPS Map Camera is the name of the app. There's a few of them out there. Download a bunch, toy them, pick the one that you want. This, in the supporting photo right at the bottom, like in the picture that you take right at the bottom, it will give the city name, the address, if it can determine what it is. If you're in the middle of a forest, it won't have an address, but it gives the latitude and the longitude, like down to a bunch of digits. And then it actually inputs the time and the date, local and GMT, of when you took the picture, and it also puts a little Google map in there.
Yes,
so that
I love that. That's such a cool feature.
That's my favorite part. Because someone's gonna like, oh man, I'm not gonna copy these GPS coordinates and then go over to Google Maps and put them in. Like, reviewers aren't gonna do that. But if they can look at the supporting photo and then look at the map in the review that they're already doing and see that the
put two and two together,
you're gold.
Yeah.
Gold. That's why I love this app. And again, we're not sponsored. I'd love to be sponsored. So if anybody is listening, then hit me up. But it just makes life so much easier. And one of the things that we preach on this show is when you're doing a nomination, you need to take out any doubt that the reviewer is going to have that your nomination is valid, exists, and exists where you say it exists. And the more that you can do that, and the more information that you can give them, to avoid them going and making decisions and opening up like another tab to go investigate, because a lot of people won't.
Exactly.
Right? If I'm at the point where I will, some people won't.
We talked about that last week. The least you have to look at my nomination, the better off I am. You know,
exactly. Yep. Because there are a lot of people out there who are just like, if I have to Google extra information, I'm either going to skip it or I'm going to reject it. Right.
Yep.
And trail markers are very easy to say, I don't know where this is. This is an inaccurate
and like
location.
You were saying,
see you later.
Yeah, like you were saying before I cut you off, is if you're in a forest and you're under a tree canopy, there's going to be no good angle anywhere that's going to be able to show the trail markers there, except for using this app. So, like Chris said, we're not sponsored, but we highly suggest this app.
Yep, 100%. A couple examples of some stuff that aren't good trail markers, and this is mostly infrastructure that point you towards where the trail is. So think metal signs on a stop sign, or like a stop sign. So this example, it's a purple metal sign that says the route is that way, and it's on a stop sign that also has like the intersection street names on it. That's not where the trail is. That's pointing to the trail.
It's telling you where to go to get to the trail. That's not the trail there.
And this one, it says historical Amherst Centennial Walking Trail is that way. And this person, to their credit, even said that this sign will lead you to the Centennial Walking Trail. It's not part of the Centennial Walking Trail. So this is not eligible. It's considered generic infrastructure. So there's a lot of those. We've talked about this on the show before. The green signs with the white bike on it that people love to try and get through.
They do. They love. And those sneak in from time to time. I mean, if you brute force something enough, it'll eventually go in.
Yeah. And that's the thing with Wayfair. Sometimes if you get the right people reviewing, you can get pretty much anything in, right? So that is trail markers. Like I said, it can be difficult to get them through. Keep trying. We definitely don't, and this is the thing that Niantic doesn't really, they hate this. And there was another discussion about stickers. Like there was a bunch of somewhere in Europe, there was a bunch of stickers along a trail.
It's always the Netherlands or Germany. It's always the Netherlands or Germany.
People were like, no, these were put here by the city. And then Niantic, I think it was Aaron or one of them, was like, hey, show me a link that has these on them. And then someone provided a map, and then we're just like, okay, but that trail, the place that you're nominating all these in, that's not on that map that you provided me. Right. So like, if it looks handmade, you're gonna need a map. Right.
Yep.
And that's kind of unfortunate. It stopped people from just printing out a bunch of wooden signs and then flopping them on a trail that they've added down with their feet, you know?
Like, you know, it's funny. I think the first time we talked about this was Something is Rotten in the Netherlands. And that was like, dude, what, 2 years ago?
Wow.
Right? Something is Rotten in the Netherlands. And think about what we know now versus what we knew then. We were right on the cusp of all those fake stops and people printing out stickers, and we didn't know. We thought we knew a lot, but like looking at it now, if we redid that show, and I don't remember what show number that was.
81.
81. Okay, 81. I was gonna say I don't even think it was in the 100 yet. If we would have done that show now with what we know, it would be a completely different show. I might have to go back and rewatch that show or re-listen to that show to see exactly what we said, because we were working off of the best information we had.
Yeah.
But it's always that part of Europe right there. I don't know what it is about that part of Europe, that part of Germany, the Netherlands. There's always something going on the forum where people are like, remove these 45 POIs or add these 45 POIs back. And it's always the same thing.
Yep. And I think it's because there's a lot more green space out there.
Yeah.
So it's people get creative in filling cells out there, and it's a lot harder to get away with it if somebody notices it.
Yeah.
And sure. I think that's I think right now it's going to be a lot harder to get away with that kind of stuff because people have access to a Wayspot map now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right? Like I've reported, give me a second, I'm going to pull it up, like I think 80 things so far. I would say 95 of them, 95% of them, it's just I'm cleaning up imports at this point. I'm not touching anything that's user nominated. I don't think I've reported a single thing that's user nominated. But like I'm just cleaning up imports. But people have access to this map now. That's not a lie. I've actually found a couple of things on school property that were user nominated that I haven't picked
me too.
Up, but that was just I just happened to cross them by accident. I'm not going out there and looking for them. I can't find it. But people have access to a map now, and if you're gonna go out there and cause trouble and nominate things that don't exist, people are gonna catch on a lot quicker.
Well, they're gonna find it.
Yep,
and they should.
No, 100%, absolutely. Right, so it is what it is. All right, you got anything else on trail markers?
Nothing else on trail markers. I think we have beaten that to death.
Probably. So if you have any trail markers that you are trying to get into the game or you're thinking about getting into the game, hit us up. Reach out to us on Twitter or Discord or TikTok or DM us on something, and we will do our best to help you out. Like I said,
go to Linktree and type in Wayspotters, and you'll find like 9 ways to contact us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to talk about our Linktree more often because that's where everything is.
We do. We'll add it to the recap at the end of the show. All right, let's jump into topic number 2.
I wonder what topic number 2 is going to be.
So the weather lately got me thinking about things that wayfarers can do when it's minus 32 out and snowing sideways, like it was the other day for me. Because as much as I have used the map to clean up stuff and get stuff removed, I've also stumbled across a bunch of stuff that I can nominate. So it got me thinking, what are some things that people can do when the weather sucks outside?
I like that. Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. We'll just kind of tag team this. I'll do one, you do one. Number 1, reviews. This is as easy as it gets. Wayfarer Discussion Discord has a channel for bonus location swaps, so people can go in there and say, hey, I got a bunch of nominations that are lagging behind a little bit. Can I get some support? You can put your bonus location there. You can change it I think it's 3 months now.
I think it is 3 months.
You can explore other parts of the world through your Wayfarer reviews. We always say nominate 1, review 25. Now's a good time to stay inside and help your fellow Wayfarers by reviewing their nominations.
So another thing you can do is you can scout the map. And this is something that I, over time, have loved to do. Everybody knows I like to get in the Google car and drive it around and see what's there. But Wayfarer now has its own map, so you can scout out new locations. And the cool thing is Chris, I found, interestingly enough, 3 things within my 10-kilometer radius on the map that bugs me, because there's that one that's like 10.1 kilometers. It's literally like a pinky finger on the map. But I found 10 new POI suggestions that I'm going to go out and take photos of. And that was just for me looking at the map going, oh, I got this was rejected. Let me renominate this, and just looking at the map in ways that I hadn't looked at it before, because now we have an official map. So using the map to scout is something you can do when the weather sucks. And Google Maps or Bing Maps or whatever you use, at least in my part of the world, doesn't have snowy pictures in there, so it's always sunny and always not cloudy, so you can have kind of weather voyeurism while you're scouting the map. So it's another thing you can use the map for.
Weather voyeurism, I like that. I have 26 things on my list of things to nominate right now, and that's
nice. I love it.
Every single one of them is stuff that I have found just moving the map around.
Yeah,
driving the Google car. and it's
Yep.
phenomenal to me. Like 9 of them are a couple hours away from me, and then the rest are local. That I'm just gonna wait until the weather gets a little bit nicer, and I'm gonna go out and hammer a bunch of them out. I might actually do some this weekend if it's not too bad.
There
But
you
it's
go.
just stuff in parks that aren't in the game, because in my area, I have a bunch of Pogo players and not a lot of Ingress players, so it's a bunch of people who are just like, why would I nominate it? It's not going to show up in the game. So I'm just going to go pick up the scraps.
Yep, there you go.
Another one, scour the forums. The forums are a really good place to kind of have some interesting, fun conversations with fellow Wayfarers. There's a lot of interesting topics in there. There's a lot of articles that have been written by your fellow Wayfarers that have some solid information. Cindy Poo's wrote a bunch of good stuff in there. I wrote that top mistakes and how to avoid them that gets linked probably once, twice a week by someone. I get tagged. I get notified every time someone puts it in a post. And I always make sure that if somebody links that post and says, hey, you should go, I always give them a heart. I always go and make sure that I heart that little post just to say, hey, thank you. I appreciate that you're...
That post is never going to die. Yeah, that's crazy.
I might actually read through it and see if I can update it a little bit. But yeah, the forums are a really good place to have good conversations with people. And if you're really interested in it, you can join our Discord. Information on that at the end of the show. Or the Wayfarer discussion Discord.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like-minded people in there that you can bounce your ideas off of and learn tons and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can get a full Wayfarer education. One of the cool things about the forums is you can go to the search bar and just type in what you're interested in. And most likely, if you type it in, it's probably been talked about, and you can just read the history of what's there and just kind of see what you think through your own lens.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
cool. 100%.
The next one, and I alluded to this just a hot second ago, is you can review your past rejections, so you can find things that you can resubmit. Last show, when we pulled up the map, I showed you guys a couple of things on there and what it looked like. It's really cool. So just to kind of recap, if you have something on the Wayfarer map, now let me back up and say this, Chris, you have to have the plugins. If you're looking at the native/vanilla map, you won't see this. But if you go to wayfarer.tools and go to the WDD, the links are all over our site, so you can go and find them. But wayfarer.tools, and if you have the plugins in there, if you have a nomination that was denied, you can go back and you can resubmit it directly from the website without having to go back out and take in additional pictures. Now, if you're happy with the pictures, you could just roll with those pictures, but you could update or change the title and description, and you can renominate it. So I said a couple weeks back, I found 18 POIs that had been denied. I'm shocked it was that many. And I nominated all 18 again. And I got, 12 or 13 out of 18. And the ones that got denied again were bad. I just throw it against the wall. Like I said, I'm not sharing those because some of those were from the early days before I kind of knew what I was doing. But if it sucks outside, if it's raining, if it's snowing, or if it's just too hot, whatever it is, go through the map, look around your 10-kilometer radius, see what you've nominated before, and find some things to renominate. And if the picture's good, brush up your title and your description, your supplemental. You guys have listened to this podcast long enough to know how to do that. And if you don't, ask us, and we'll definitely help you. But go through and update your past rejections.
Yep, 100%. I'm 3 for 3 in updating my past rejections. And all I really did was just hit the resubmit button. I think one of them I changed the supporting information, and one of them I changed the description. The trail marker, I just hit resubmit. Just see you later. And it went through. So it's a good time. It's absolutely a good time to kind of go through and see stuff that you maybe were like, that really should have been approved, and then maybe forgot about it or left or said, I'll get back to it later, and then you never did. Now's a really good time.
Now's a great time to do that.
Spring's coming. I know if you're listening to this in the southern hemisphere, you're thinking, what the heck? It's gorgeous out. It's sunny. It's warm. I'm at the beach. Us here in the northern hemisphere, not so much. But
our friends in Australia are loving life right now in Brisbane, and Melbourne, and Sydney, and Wellington, and in New Zealand. We've got listeners down there. Thank you guys for listening. Enjoy your summer.
Yeah, shout out to one of the founders of the show, Lachlan. So,
yeah, absolutely, yeah, and give a shout out to Fish on a Heater.
Yeah, absolutely, yep.
Fish on a Heater is my guy, man. I swear by that guy. He and DeFi gave me a PvP team like 3 years ago, and I still use it. Like, I've got 9 PvP Pokemon. And I just use them just forever. Like, I'm probably never going to change them just because I don't PvP that often. It's kind of how some people don't Wayfare that often. I'm like, how can you not Wayfare? Some people, Jamal, how can you not PvP? I'm like, so I kind of get it. But yeah, shout out to Fish on a Heater.
It's funny sometimes I'll be out playing with people in the spring, and then they'll start talking about PvP and their teams and the Go Battle League, and they'll be, oh, what's your team look like? And then I open up my battle screen, and it says, congratulations, in this season you've done, you've done 0 battles. Like, I've done none. I don't PvP unless I have to. So
until the game says you can't get to the next level until you do X amount of battles. Then you do your battles.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's funny, I have in my Twitter bio, I think it was season 5. I went like 11 for 11, and then I stopped
and then quit.
So I technically finished the season undefeated.
Yeah,
so I have season 5 undefeated PvP or something in my Twitter bio. Just makes me laugh.
You're like, done. That's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna go. Let's go ahead and play the jingle for Canadian. What did we call it? Tales from Canada.
Tales from Canada.
Get ready to explore Canada's history through the diverse experiences and perspectives of the real people who live them. Every other week, Chris will take you oot and a boot through a fun segment we call Tales from Canada. So grab your double-double, make sure you have all your loonies and toonies, and get ready to hang a Larry. It's time for Tales from Canada.
I got a quick one this week. If you are listening and you are a fan of Superman, you might consider him an all-American hero. But did you know he has roots to Canada? There is...
Really?
Yes, in Canada. We used to have, and we still do sometimes, those Heritage Moment commercials when it was like interesting stories about something that happened in Canada. Like there was one about a guy who lost his life trying to stop a train because it was in Hamilton. There was a boat that was full of like gunpowder and ammunition, I think it was, and it was going to blow up, but there was a train coming into town, and he's on the old Morse code clicky thing that I cannot think of the name of right now, which is kind of embarrassing, but he's trying to get the train to stop. People were like, no, we got to leave. We're going to die. And he's like, no. And then he got his message through and the train stopped and saved a bunch of lives. So there was one of those. One of them was there was a guy getting on a train, and there was a woman talking to him about how he's silly doing all these drawings, and his drawings are never going to take him anywhere, and he needs to get a real job and fix his life. And it was like a lighthearted conversation. And then the train starts to drive away, and she's running after him and being like, I'm going to miss you. And he hands her a drawing, and he says, keep this. Someday you never know. It might be worth something. And then she opens it up, and it's Superman. And like, as a kid, I was just like, whoa, Superman's Canadian. He's not.
That's crazy.
Superman was one of Superman's creators was John Schuster, who was born in Toronto.
Okay.
That's who was in the commercial.
Right.
While he eventually moved to Cleveland, Ohio, where he met co-creator Jory Siegel, his time in Canada still had an impact on the hero's world. Metropolis, the city where most of Superman's adventures take place, was partially inspired by Toronto. The newspaper where Superman works was inspired by Canadian newspaper, the Toronto Star, because Schuster delivered that as a child. So
Okay.
he kind of shared all this in an interview with the Toronto Star in 1992. So I just thought that was interesting. That
Very nice.
Superman.
That's a very good Tales from Canada. I like that. Superman, yeah, has some Canadian roots.
I'm gonna see if I can find a link to that heritage moment. It's probably on YouTube somewhere, and then I'll share the link.
It's got to be. They all are. Everything's
all are.
on YouTube.
I'll share it
I love it
on our Twitter. All right, let's take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back on the other side with Waste Spot of the Week and Coal of the Week.
This is Woodwose, Sylph Scientist. You're listening to the Wayspotters podcast.
This is A is for Andis, Florida's most hated wayfarer. You're listening to the Wayspotters podcast.
This is Genji, and we are listening to the Wayspotters podcast show.
Season 5 of Dad Jokes. You guys keep encouraging him. This is why we can't have nice things.
I told my GPS a joke. Now it won't stop giving me directions to Pennsylvania. Why don't wayfarers ever get lost? Because they always follow the criteria. I started a job as a professional mirror installer. It's something I can see myself doing long term. Reflecting on it, I think I found my calling. I tried to nominate my couch, but it got rejected for being too comfortable. Why did the gym break up with the Pokéstop? It needed some space. I tried to make a belt out of watches, but it was a real waste of time. I'm gonna stick to suspenders. They really hold things together. I reviewed so many waste spots today while eating. I started reviewing my dinner. Thumbs up.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the dad jokes this week. Let's jump into not Coal of the Week, Waste Spot of the Week.
This is Sarah Amanda, and here are some Wayspotters approved points of interest.
This is from, funny enough, this is from friends of the show, Sushi Slayer and Sarah Lynn. Sushi Slayer shared this and then tagged Sarah Lynn and said that this was her nomination. So I thought that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them are always kind of doing everything together, and I love that.
Dude, two of the best people. I mean, two of the
nicest
best people.
Two of the nicest people that we've ever met. And
so as you're listening to this, as you're listening to this, I am doing some research for Sushi Slayer right after we record this show. So as you guys are listening to this, I am helping Sushi Slayer out with something. We're working on something. I'm going to help him get something approved if I can. So it's almost like we plan these shows, Chris. Almost like we plan these shows.
You know what? I think we've said that enough on this show that we have to get this on a shirt. I have to have this on a shirt. I am going to get this on a shirt for GoFest.
Yeah. It's almost like we plan these shows. So Sushi Slayer, when you're listening to this, while you're listening to this, Sushi Slayer, you and I have probably already communicated on what we were talking about, but you know, you and Sarah Lynn are awesome, two of our favorite people. So I'm glad we're able to do this for your Waste Spot of the Week. So take it away, Chris. Go ahead.
This is, and I love the title of this one because people are always trying to get Pokemon into the titles and descriptions of their Pokestops, and they never can do it because it's way too obvious. This is a wild mining cart appears, which is just, it's subtle enough that it'll pass, and it did pass, but obvious enough to a Pokemon fan that everyone who probably comes across this gets a little bit of a chuckle. So it is a historic
good belly laugh,
cart.
a really good like low-key belly laugh.
Yep. Like I was putting together this when I was at work today, and somebody walked into my office as I was chuckling. And they were like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "You wouldn't understand." So the description is historic mining cart at the Man in the Maze Trails Park, and it's a historic mining cart on probably 3 feet of train track on top of some rocks, and it's honestly it's centered perfectly. So when Sarah Lynn picked this picture, it is
beautifully
perfect.
centered.
It is beautifully centered. So this is fantastic. I love old things that aren't being used anymore, that have just been ripped out of what they were used and then plugged somewhere and be like, all right, this is historic now.
For those of you who are listening, if Wile E. Coyote popped out of that right now, it wouldn't surprise me. Right? I mean, it just gives you the feels, right? Like just Wile E. Coyote popping out of it with the goggles on and his ears flying back right before he hits the wall. That's the vibes this gives me.
The Acme rocket duct taped to the back of it while he tries to chase down the Roadrunner. Yeah.
Oh my God. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good.
This is fantastic.
So good.
I love stuff like this. Stuff that's just it's intentional, it's educational, because you can look at it and say, oh, I've read about these in books, I've seen these on TV shows, but now I can actually stand here and look at it and say, hey, this used to have coal in it. Like at one point in its life, this had coal in it several times a day. Like men and women and people in caves, essentially, risking their lives to put coal or maybe gold or silver or whatever in this, to
diamonds or whatever it might be.
Diamonds or whatever, right? So people slaved away, risked their lives to put stuff in this for it to go somewhere. And I just think that touches the past, and I think that's really cool. All right, let's do Waste Spot of the Week number 2.
Here is a beautiful example of a Waste Spot of the Week, which may or may not be a 2-story mural.
All right, so this is not a 2-story mural. This is actually a 5-story mural. So this comes to us from Grandpa TP in the Pokemon Professor Network Discord. More about the Discord later. But what you're looking at here, so the title is The Flying Finches, and the description is a large mural of 3 birds in flight, painted by Erneste Marune. And it's exactly what it is. So it looks like think of not a downtown high-rise, but like a suburban high-rise, kind of like, not your main downtown, but you're kind of like your secondary downtown. And it looks like it's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like a maybe 10, 12-story building. But the mural takes up about 4.5 stories on it, and it's just what it is. It's 3 finches. There's 1 blue one, there's 1 yellow one, and there's 1 orange and black one. And the birds have their wings in flight, and the blue one on the bottom is going for a flower on the bottom right. Very much on a mission to get some nectar or something. Very much. He's got some intentions in his heart. But it's a great way to get what would be a very nondescript office building in the game by having a ginormous 4-story mural on the side of it.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And like, it's detailed too.
It is.
And like, to get something that detailed on the side of a giant building like that is impressive.
Yep. So thank you, Grandpa TP, for sending this in. And this one is from Allentown, Pennsylvania. We've had a lot of Pennsylvania ones on the show lately. So shout out to our boy Aquablast64 and Xander, who are holding down the state of Pennsylvania for us, representing us out there in the state of PA. So we appreciate them. Also, Coach Kev. Coach Kev's in PA right now, too. So we got to give a shout out to Coach Kev, who's living in PA as well. He's a casino dealer.
Oh, love me a casino. My wallet doesn't love me a casino, but I love me a casino. My sister-in-law lives in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
We're trying to convince my father-in-law to move to Pennsylvania.
There you go.
All right, let's jump into Coal of the Week.
I've been working on the Wayfair all the live long day. I've been working on the Wayfair just to pass the... Uh-oh. Oh, no. Hey, Jamal, I found some coal.
So, Coal of the Week this week comes to us from Just Quit Now in the Pokemon Professor Network Discord. Normally, I don't like to kind of rag on people for typos or for spelling mistakes, because sometimes my spelling's not great. But when the word that you misspell is in the picture that you've taken, I really feel like you don't have an excuse. So this is from Recon, like we talked about earlier.
Yep.
This is a little free library. It says read and succeed, and it's gray, and it's got a window. You can see a bunch of books in there, so clearly it's well stocked. It is on someone's front lawn. You can see the house in the background, and it is definitely not on the road verge side of the sidewalk. So this is definitely on someone's front lawn. And also the title says read and succeed library. Like they've misspelled the word succeed. And it's like...
Which is so ironic to misspell the word succeed. How ironic is that, though? It's on there.
It's like that other one we had that was like read and... I can't remember what word was misspelled. It was like read and learn, and like they misspelled the word learn. I can't remember what it was, but it was like... It's a nice little free library, but like I said, they misspelled the word succeed, and it's on someone's front lawn.
It's in somebody's front. Yeah, somebody's front yard. Nice yard, though.
Nice yard, yeah. But
got the little crisscross patterns in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they definitely take care of that that lawn for sure. Well, like here's the thing, like it's Wayfarer gives you an opportunity. Like when you hit that submit button, you've got like 23 hours or whatever it is to go in and edit.
Yes.
Go in and make sure that you spelled everything correctly and that everything looks the way that you want it to look. Like a lot of browsers now have like spell check built in, so it'll put that little red squiggly line underneath it.
Yep.
Not sponsored, but I have Grammarly on my browser to help me.
Oh, nice.
With like spelling and grammar and stuff like that. So I
Grammarly
downloaded it for my writing, but like I might reach out to them. But yeah,
we should reach out to them because as much stuff as
they'd be a good.
You know what's ironic about this also? This is just completely a tangent, and I'll make it short. For the longest time, the word pandemic, you couldn't put it in there. It was one of the banned words, but I guess now you can put it in there. So
yes, absolutely.
It's neither here nor there. Just thought I'd mention it.
All of our featured Wayspots this week came from the Pokemon Professor Network Discord. If you would like a chance to have one of your discoveries featured on our show, you can join our Patreon and get access to the Discord. More of that in a second. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
Nope, nothing else.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and sign us off. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Wayspotters. We really appreciate it. A big thank you goes out to our executive producer, KatettheKonz, our show historian, Maddie G, and to all of our Patreons. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. We'd also like to thank our gym leaders, Maddie G, SB Willow, KJ Demand, Herbert, Brandy, Pijert, Fisher JZE, and James, and the other executive producers on the network, Monkey Bread from Good Morning Johto, and Xander from Lured Up. And our special thank you goes out to our Giovanni level supporter, Boris Zia. If you enjoyed this episode of Wayspotters, there are a few ways that you can show us. Follow us on all of our socials. We are on Twitter @Wayspotters. We are also on Instagram @Wayspotters Podcast, and on TikTok @IMakeWayspots. We are incredibly responsive and love interacting with our followers. Let us know what you thought about today's episode. You could also visit our website, www.wayspotters.com. From there, you can get links to everywhere you can download the show. You can also send us a message directly from the website. Or email us, wayspotters@pokemonprofessor.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. For those of you who still need to be sure to check us out, youtube.com/@Wayspotters-podcast. You can also leave us a voicemail on our hotline, 704-426-3710, or tweet us a voice message. You never know, your voicemail may appear on an upcoming episode of the show. Finally, if you are not a member of the Pokemon Professor Network Patreon, you can join for as little as $1 US a month. All you need to do is go to patreon.com/PokemonProfessor. You will have access to the Discord for the entire family of shows across the Pokemon Professor Network, including Wayspotters, Special Conditions, Gotta Watch 'Em All, Purified Podcast, Good Morning Johto, Sleep It Off, After Dark Right, and Lured Up. Is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. Jamal and I are active in there quite a bit. We pull quite a bit of stuff from that Discord for our shows. So if you would like to be part of the show and participate in feeding us stuff, we would greatly appreciate it. Come and hang out. We're in there quite a bit. With that, we look forward to you joining us again next week here on Wayspotters. We appreciate all the support we get each week. We couldn't do this without you. And remember, it's not that far. Get out of your car.